Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. Appreciate you taking time to check the video out today. Today, we're going back to the NES days. And we're going to a game that means a lot of different things in my gaming journey. One of the biggest things it means is perseverance and dealing with the difficult and sometimes very cheap game. Okay. Now, I've used the phrase in my lifetime, the game is cheating, a whole bunch of times. Most of the time, it's not true. I understand it's not true. But in my mind, in the moment, in the heat of battle, I need to say it. But this game, I believe, really does cheat. And even though it cheats, and it cheats a lot, I still love it. And that is Ninja Gaiden for the NES. Now, growing up, this game was known as Ninja Gaiden. Can't tell me any different. And nobody that I know back then, you could tell them any different. But officially, and now that we're older and we can actually, hear how games should be pronounced and names and all that good stuff. The game is Ninja Gaiden, right? But before we even talk about the cheapness of it, what I want you to do is to understand the impact of storytelling this game had with me, as far as showing me what games could do when it came to storytelling and presenting a whole character arc. And the best way to do that is checking out the intro to the game. Now, again, this is early 90s. The game came out in 88. I played it, let's just say 91, 92, and we are in knee deep into Kung Fu era 90s stuff, right? We got Ninja Turtles going on. We got Three Ninjas coming up soon. It's, everything's roundhouses and front flips. And what's cooler than a ninja? And what's cooler than two ninjas facing off in the middle of a field before you have even pressed any buttons on the controller? Watching my brother Ron put that game in and watch that first cutscene, I didn't even need to play. I just wanted to see what would happen next. And then the game starts, and for its time, great looking game, right? I can make out 90% of the things on screen, which if you played a lot of NES, not always the case. Well, the controls are smooth. I feel like a ninja. He's got moves and powers, Then we get past the first 30 seconds of the level. You start to notice that the game is really trying to make sure that you don't get past anywhere, right? There's always something popping up on screen. There's always a guy dashing into you or shooting something at you or some dog-like thing coming at you. Birds, even the weather is against you in this game. And it didn't matter. No matter how many times it cheated me, how many times I literally cried while playing this game. I wanted to come back for more because I needed to know what happens next to Ryu Hayabusa. Okay? Now, crazy thing is, this is the same Ryu Hayabusa that ends up in the Dead or Alive series, and also the Ninja Gaidens that come on Xbox and PlayStation 3 and all that stuff later. But at the time, the only thing I knew him from is from this game. Now, more than likely, I'll do a video about the sequel, which I have to admit is superior. But unlike Streets of Rage, the first game matters. It matters a lot. These characters come back. The gameplay is good enough to me to where, I don't push it to the side like I do Streets of Rage 1. And I love everything about the stages, the levels, the bosses, some of the best designed, like early bosses, just some of the best designs to me. And then the story. Every time you clear a level, there's some sort of cutscene that gets you ready for the next chapter. This was my first time feeling like I was watching a hero's journey. With Mario, which is one of my favorite games, you kind of have to fill in the blanks about what's happening in each level, right? Some levels are underwater, some levels are at night, but they're never really telling you where you're going and why. Ninja Gaiden, storytelling was key. It was the motivation. You needed to see what was going on next. This is pre-YouTube days, right? So you can't go online and watch what happens. You have to play it. There is no way to know unless you beat it. And that's what we did. I didn't beat this game until much later. I think I was like 10 the first time I beat this game. But I remember watching my oldest brother struggle and fight, claw and die and just keep going. And I'm like, cheering him on. And I remember watching him beat it. And I just was like, man, I don't think I'll ever even be that good at video games in order to beat it. But eventually I did, which again, perseverance. But Ninja Gaiden, loved the game, enjoyed it so much. If you have a chance to play these games, I really would recommend it. I don't recommend the Ninja Gaiden trilogy for the SNES because it just feels a little off. I've never been a fan of that version. It's not like Super Mario All-Stars where they updated everything. This is like a direct port, but somehow it got bad. There's like frame rate issues and stuff. But if you can get your hands on, physical copy, great. If not, the Switch or one of the Nintendo eShop things, those are pretty good ports. Those are definitely doable. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on this game. If you played it, went back in the day, did you beat it? What were your thoughts about it? How did you feel seeing those cutscenes? And if you didn't play this game, did you play anything that was similar to it? Love to hear from you. Appreciate you all taking time out to watch the video. As always, like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever you feel compelled to do. We'll be back again soon. Peace.